Let's check this out.
There it is.
What are you doing?
Hello.
Dance, babe, dance. Oh, it just stops too fast, huh? Or what should we do?
Who's it?
Push it. Okay. Okay, dance then. We push it, you dance.
Flips. Yeah, those flips. Flips.
It's gone again.
Flip.
Whoop. Hi. We're in a little like cabin. We got Amaya and Morgan and Megan, and we got baby Hallie. And she's so pretty with them really adorable stripes. We got all kinds of help to do it.
Vice President.
We're gonna play Happy Birthday.
Ready?
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mama. Happy birthday to you.
Say happy birthday to you. Your kids are gonna say happy birthday to you individually. First, I would think if Dad were here, he would say, happy birthday, old gal. Because that's how he would say, good for you, old gal. Do you remember when he would tease you like that, Mom? He was so funny. He would say, way to go.
You sure are putting it on. And then I lost weight. That's where
Anyway, he was always proud of you. And we're also proud of you because, Mom, everybody in town knows you're 90. And they say, man, she's 90 and she doesn't look like it. And they can't believe it. And wherever I go, people are like, your mom is so beautiful and she does so good.
get my hair done yesterday. And what was that? Well, you sure look a lot better than you did in your picture. So I had one of my old school pictures.
And you've probably been teaching all that day. And she, anyway, we'll say that's from Dad. We like to run roses. And I don't know, Bob, you should start. We want to like just honor you, Mom, and tell you something that we've learned from you or something that we appreciate from you.
Please go on the table. How about that? Push the table.
Okay.
We're in order. Go ahead, Barb.
Okay. I'll start.
Gotta stand up. We do. If I can hear you.
So you can hear. You don't hear good.
Okay. That's serious.
That's better. Thank you.
Start in the middle and go down and up.
There you go.
I'm Barbara, for those of you who don't know me, because I know everybody right now. I'm the
do it.
fifth out of
Introduce
six.
Right.
I'm fifth out of six. I have two children here today, and they're just went over to check the other potatoes, so I'll be right back. Trevor came from Seattle, and Beth graduated this year from Cuno High School, just going to Wake Forest.
And she was a valedictorian.
Wow.
She's going to Wake
You should
Forest.
pass that around.
Yes. Yeah, she's valedictorian. And she'll be going to Wake Forest, North Carolina for school this fall. My husband Sam's home farming, so he couldn't make it. He wishes he was here.
He's been,
Yeah, he's retiring from the Air Force this December and was in Iraq when the fighting first started. He went over in January of last year and stayed for a month in theory, and then 5 months later when he came home, it pretty much settled down. He attends her home and said he can come home. Traveler. She likes to go. She always said, I'll go any place with anybody, anytime they want to go anywhere. She's going to car and take off with him. I know when I took her to Tennessee last time I went to Nashville and had to be not bored, she walked around, look out the window, and walk around the halls and do different things. Entertains her still as well. Yeah. And then just have to go out, try not to be too long because she can get too bored.
Also known as Bob. I was Robert all through high school. No, I was Bobby to start with. Bob. And then one day I came home and I think I was a freshman in high school and said, I'm Robert. I wasn't Bobby anymore. So when I went off to college, and I said, I'm Robert. And, oh, hi Bob, how you doing? So, I've been Bob ever since then. So I know when I get home, people call me Robert. And one time Sue was back with me here in Afton, and all of a sudden she called me Robert. And I thought, she doesn't know me as Robert, she knows me as Bob, so I got my names confused. Let's see, okay, this is my wife Roseanne, and my first wife Sue. We got both here today. We're a happy family. And then Christy is back here, and her daughters are Megan and Morgan. Raise your hands. Yes, all right. And she is just got her master's degree. And Marita, his wife, and they have 2 little daughters, Amaya and Haley. He is currently living in Nassau. Really tough assignment over there. A little penthouse. And we even saw him a couple weeks ago. Stayed with him for a week. Very nice. Enjoyed that. And Dustin is just starting a job in New York City with the New York Botanical Gardens. He wants to be a chemistry or biology person and do things. Ethnobotanist would be his career. And in New York is where Mom and I went once, and she said it was one of her nicer trips. We stayed in the Marriott Marquis there on the theater district, and went to Les Mis, and we walked around town. It was in November? December. It was really cold. And we walked and walked and walked, and Mom kept up really nice. We enjoyed it, she said. Yeah, it was a little cold. And I remember my first trip with taking my mom and dad, family took me to California. Saw my first palm tree there in Sacramento. Went to San Francisco.
We saw the first television too.
All right.
That must have been in
Yeah, it was way back there.
That was back there.
And I remember her up at Deer Creek on Grays River fixing food for us up there in Ranger Station. It was interesting. You liked Grays River. Dad liked Grays River a lot. She would do a lot of nice things for us all.
Allison, she's starting Weaver State on Monday. She's had to take off and get ready to go for that. So we're glad to have her starting school.
Did you cry
out
when
of
she
the
left?
house.
You didn't cry when she left? I'm ready to cry. I'm looking forward to it. Going where you were.
Gail and I and Alice, we spent a year in Russia living over there, the old former Soviet Union. We really enjoyed that. Had a good time. They came over and we spent some time in Europe traveling around. And so military's good. I'm in the military. It's been good. We've enjoyed that a lot. And, I think one of the things that I remember most about Mother was something I learned here not too long ago that tells me how she worries about people, and she's very kind to people, and how she likes to make sure they're taken care of. I think it was when the Vivian was so sick over in California. Used to go over and spend a lot of time with Vivian over there, and even though I remember mentioning to her one time, she said I think Vivian was. I don't even think she was able to talk, was she, very much when you were there last time. And I said, Mother, why are you going? I said, it doesn't make any sense whether she doesn't know who you are. What are you going to do? And she said, well, she said, I know her. And I can spend time with her. And I can hold her hand and talk to her. And I thought that was a nice way to say, that some of us like to talk big about giving service, but I think that's a good example, just to spend time with her, even though she couldn't respond. I thought that's really good, and that taught me a lot about compassion. I think better done than said. I think that's the way to do it. So thanks for that, Mother. Appreciate the good example. What patience she has raising me. I know she has.
I can vouch for that.
I used to spend summer in Idaho with
And I'm the youngest, I'm not the baby, I'm the youngest. There's a difference between the baby and the youngest. And this is my husband, Mike. And this is Chandler, my youngest. Are you the baby? No. And Matt and Jake are home in Laramie. They're both working and they couldn't come, but Matt called Mom this morning, wished her happy birthday. So that was nice of him.
Mary Ann, our second daughter, is here today. She's got 3 children. Jackie, our third daughter, is here today, and she is married to Chance, who works in Alpine as a meat cutter.
Oh, really?
And Jackie's here to take care of Mom and help her now, so we appreciate Jackie. Drive home. One funny story, though, is that our good memories of Grays River. One time we had a dachshund, and we went and got wood, and we left our dachshund up Grays River. So Mom and Dad drove up the next day to find the dog. Well, Dad found our dog, and she wouldn't come to Dad. So Mom drove out of Grays River by herself. Was this like 10 years ago? Where's Lindsay? And so Mom drove out of Grays River by herself to get some help to get the dog. So Lindsay was in a softball game. She was just a beehive. And they go, Lindsay, you got to drive me up Grays River and get the dog, because nobody else was around. So Lindsay, where is she? She was like 12. She drove my mom up Grays River and got Dad, and he was sitting there by the dog waiting for somebody.
Made friends.
Yeah, they made friends. And Mom says, man, Lindsay, you're driving better than Grandpa does. And there are just so many funny stories, because they came up to the house one night, and we were talking about one of the dogs that Dad had up Grays River. And he called her Old Gal. Do you remember that? And Dad says, oh, it's fun. We go up there and Old Gal just runs along the side of the pickup. And Ellen goes, I don't remember doing that. And so she was confused. We was talking about the dog. But he was never mean about it. He was just, how Dad was. He loved dogs and kids and camping. And Mom was such a good sport for all of it. And I just know that he loved you. And we all love you. You're great.
I think Barbara was there. Do you remember this? And Trevor and Grandpa and Grandma. I remember the night before you were telling me I was going to be going on this trip. And the next day I remember, I woke up in the back of the car, and they had kind of a makeshift beds in the back seat for Trevor and I guess. And I woke up, and I was in this car, and I didn't know, I couldn't remember where we were going. So I realized that I was on this trip with Grandma and Grandpa and Barb and Trevor. And then I was not going to see my parents for a while. And so I got homesick. And I cried, I remember, in the back of the car. And that's the last time I got homesick.
Right there.
You were how old? We got far. You're old, you guys go.
We went to school, remember?
We went to Oregon.
Yeah.
So you went
Remember
across the
seeing some big
bed.
snails and stuff. We got some little army men, or I brought them with me or something, I remember? We played with them.
Witness. And that horse was talked about in church, I'll have you know.
Really?
And then resurrection or something.
The veterinarian is a member of the
What's a blaze, isn't it? We're doing it again.
It was fun.
Cake wasn't cooked, still raw.
Fire, I get up there.
This way you can get another picture if you want.
You see all those candles in my end? That's probably the most candles I've seen on cake. You're old man.
Blow it out again.
Just be careful, Beth. You're right over that cake.
Is it warm? It's hot,
Okay,
isn't it?
all right, take some photos. Okay, now's the time. Hurry, all 90 going.
Only 89.
All 90 going.
Wow, that's some heat. Can you feel that? Where's the Dutch oven? The Dutch oven's over there.
Hey, we could get a pot of water in here and heat it up.
Seeing that.
Okay, so you get
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Grandma. Happy birthday to you.
It's like Groundhog Day.
And you want to blow them out?
How about the kids blow them out again?
Where's all the little kids?
All the kids.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
Yay!